What is up, my VR enthusiasts and loved ones of VR enthusiasts? Welcome to today's video. Today, you are here to get the simple answer to a simple question of should you get a Quest Pro for yourself or for one of your loved ones? And right off the bat, in most cases, I can give you the definitive answer of no. In most cases, you're not going to want to spend your money on a Quest Pro. If you're willing to stick around, I'm going to give you the reasons as to why, but if you want, you can click off the video now with your answer solved. If you do end up sticking around, a like would be greatly appreciated, and with that being said, let's hop into the video. The Meta Quest Pro released on October 25th, 2022, and since that day, I have owned a Quest Pro myself. I did not order my Quest Pro, it was sent to me by Meta. However, as you can probably tell from the intro, this is not going to affect my final outlook. Through extensive use over the previous 2 months, I can say that without a doubt, this headset is phenomenal. But there is some downsides. For starters, it's $1,500. That is a price point that is way out of reach for many of you, and that's justifiable. This is meant to be what has been coined as a prosumer headset. It's for those consumers who want top-end experiences, or it's for companies and industry use. But if you're watching this video, you already knew that. You already knew the price, you already knew what you were getting yourselves into. You're here to figure out why you shouldn't buy it, even if you can. And to that, there's a few great answers. For starters, there is actually competition now. With headsets like the Pico, despite not being sold in the US, if you're living somewhere else, the Pico is a great alternate to something like the Quest Pro. You can get a high-end Pico headset. Sure, the software isn't as good as Meta's. In fact, it's actually significantly worse. However, if you're just looking for a better experience with some of those basic games that both the Pico and the Quest have, you'll be perfectly fine with the Pico. The better specs will make it a much better experience, especially if you're sticking to those titles that are basically on any VR headset out there. For those of whom that are in the US, you can still go with other options, especially if standalone isn't your key look. You can go for things like a PC VR headset. There's some good, cheaper PC VR headsets out there. And for a $1,500 price tag, you might as well spend $2,000 to buy a $1,000 PC as well as a $1,000 VR headset. It's about the same price, and you can actually get all of the extensive game library that you can't get on a standalone headset. But it doesn't just stop there, as Meta is actually competing with themselves here. They're selling a $400 standalone headset, which right now is only $350, and it comes with 2 games for free with that bundle. And it just is a no-brainer. If you want to get into VR, if you don't have a PC, the Quest 2 is the perfect headset. The software is fantastic and constantly has updates rolling out to it, despite all of its bugs and issues, which, believe me, there are many. Especially being a content creator who relies solely on Quest products, I spend a ton of time troubleshooting. But in comparison to other companies such as Pico, it is miles and years ahead of everyone, as they've just started pushing things out to people sooner, which allows them to get that feedback, which allows them to push out better updates. They have just a perfect cycle created right now, and their software is improving exponentially at this point. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the Quest 2 is top of the line VR headset. However, it's passable. For what it's worth, compared to the old phone VR standalone headsets, the Quest 2 is an absolute miracle. It is an amazing product that works phenomenally, and for being a cheap standalone device that is easy to boot up and use, it works perfectly. It's not by any means the best VR headset out there. It definitely needs more FOV. It definitely could use some better quality. However, for what it is perfect at it. And so if you are looking for a standalone VR headset to get into VR for the first time, to enjoy your time, I recommend getting a Quest 2. Given that the Quest 2 is such a good VR headset, it just makes it that much more unreasonable to try and purchase a Quest Pro from a consumer perspective. With the option of the Quest 2, buying a Quest Pro for the added things like eye tracking, better quality, stuff like that just kind of seems unreasonable, especially because the Quest Pro doesn't exceed in anything gaming-like. It was not built to exceed in gaming. It was built to exceed in the workspace, which means all those super cool features are not going to get maximum utilization in the things you're probably going to be using them for if you're in the market for a consumer headset. But let's say you already have a Quest 2. You already have a headset that is perfect, and you just want to upgrade. You want something that's a little bit better. And in that case, I'd say As stupid as it sounds, buy another Quest 2. I'm telling you, if you can get 2 Quest 2s and play with people you know, have people come over to your house, play with members of your family, you will have a drastically better time on your Quest 2. Playing with other people, whether it be a flat screen game or a VR game, exponentially improves your user experience. I'm telling you, I have never had as much fun in a VR game than when I play those crappy $2 titles that all my friends can buy, and we just have a blast screwing around in those games. So believe me when I say, for an extra $350, instead of trying to purchase a brand new headset, you'll probably have a better time just actually playing with one another with 2 VR headsets instead of one really high-end headset. Meta has already announced, kind of, that they will be planning to release their next headset in the Quest lineup, the Quest 3, probably. It's probably going to be the Quest 3. We don't know for sure. But odds are it's going to be called the Quest 3 if trends follow. That it's going to be releasing next year in 2023. It's probably going to be late 2023 for the release of the holiday season, which means the Quest 2 will be over 2 years old. However, the Quest 3 more than likely will have a newer, more advanced chip. It's going to have a better FOV, better screen quality, and all in all, it's going to be basically on par in the consumer perspective to the Quest Pro. Obviously, software-wise, it's nowhere close to the Quest Pro. It's not going to have the face tracking that the Quest Pro has, but just pure quality-wise for gaming and stuff, it's going to be basically about the same. Of course, this is still speculation, and I can't confirm one way or the other that the Quest 3, if it's even called that, is going to have these fantastic specs. However, Meta has been pushing the envelope. They have been making peak quality VR headsets for what they can in the standalone space, and I can't see them going anything less than just peak quality for the Quest 3, especially because it's going to be even more mainstream than the Quest 2 is. It's going to be all the way out there, so they're going to have to make something real high quality to get even more people into and playing VR. So there you have it. Those are my reasons for why I think you should do other things instead of getting a Quest Pro. The things that I think that just make other headsets and other options a better choice. However, now I want to talk about some of the negatives around the Quest Pro for why you might not want to get it altogether. I love my Quest Pro. I would use it all the time. However, given my financial circumstance, I don't think I would ever buy a Quest Pro, especially given these issues that I have with it. For starters, to even game with it, I know it's not for gaming, but to even game with it, you really need that full light blocker, which one, isn't even available yet, and two, will be an extra $50 just if you want to play games in a tolerable sense. I have used the partial light blockers, they just don't even compete with the full light blocker. I also had the full light blocker sent to me, and I would have to say, and I'm not trying to upsell anyone here for when it even comes out, but you need it. If you want to do gaming or full immersive experiences on your Quest Pro, you need that full light blocker. Otherwise, you just can't feel detached from the real world, which is the goal of the Quest Pro. You're not supposed to feel detached, which leads me to my next point, that it really doesn't feel great for gaming. The controllers, despite not having the rings, are heavy and they track well, but they just don't feel like you can do a whole lot with. They feel tiny, they feel underutilized, and because of that, they don't feel great for gaming. And once again, by no means is this bashing on the Quest Pro. The Quest Pro is great for what it's made for. It's just not made for gaming. So if you're trying to get a consumer headset, there is no reason on earth that I could justify purchasing a Quest Pro. And I'm trying to bring that to your guys' eyes because I want you guys to have the best VR and the most price-effective VR experience that you guys can. I love VR. I think it's the future, and I just want to get as many people into it as possible. And convincing people to buy $1,500 headsets that they probably won't even super love just doesn't feel right, as I feel like that's going to scare a lot of people away from VR when they have a great option right in front of them. So with that being said, I hope this little rant helped you make up your mind on what you want to get for yourself or a loved one this Christmas around this VR space. I wish you all the best, have a happy holidays, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody. Bye!